Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video today I've got this Apple II Plus out to give it a little bit of cleaning, get it looking a little bit more presentable, seeing if we can get it to work, or if it works. If it doesn't, get a game plan going. This is one of those machines that I picked up in that really recent Apple II lot, the one that has me completely overwhelmed, that came with the Apple III, the really early IIe, all the software, schematic books, floppies, peripherals, expansion cards, from the ex-Apple employee, and he has a lot more to bring me, actually, me back up with him. But anyway, I thought I would start chipping away at some of that stuff and seeing what is all there. And I decided to grab the Apple II Plus here first, because even though I already have an Apple II Plus with the Bell and Howell unit, that one's currently giving me a lot more issues and fits. It won't even boot up a diagnostics disk. I don't know what's going on there. Ideally, I can use, blasphemy here, but they're both Apple II Pluses essentially under the hood, so I plan to use at least 2 of these machines to get one of these machines fully working, and then have an Apple II Plus set up next to one of the 2Es I picked up in another prior lot next to my Apple II GS. That way I have a 2 Plus for all the older Apple II stuff, and the 2 GS or 2E for the later stuff. So let's get this into the computer room in there and give it a good clean, and then see how it looks. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the Apple II Plus, and this thing is gorgeous cosmetically. No major scuffs, scrapes. There's a couple scratches, but they're not too bad. I'm not too concerned about it. It's in really good shape. It's not actually all that yellowed. My camera's not picking it up correctly, unfortunately, but it's actually not all that yellowed. It's close to being the same color temperature. And the reason for that, why this is in such good shape, is, well, it was owned by an Apple employee, and it was in an attic for years and years and years. But also, this is painted plastic. It's not beige tinted plastic like a lot of the later 2Es and 2GSs and stuff. So it's not actually yellowed. Even the inside is amazingly clean. In fact, I'm kind of thinking this thing might just work, like, as it is. In fact, we're probably going to try it out here in a minute. And I know a lot of you are probably going to think, well, hey, wait a minute, don't do that, because these power supplies can blow the refit caps. Well, I want to show you something that I noticed when I first got it. If you look down there, there's a screw and a screw, and dead center between them is supposed to be a rivet. There's no rivet. It's already been drilled out. So I think somebody's already serviced this power supply, I believe. I know it's a stupid presumption to do, but realistically, if the refit cap does pop, it'll still work. The machine will still work. It's just a line filtering cap. So realistically, I could power it up and see if it works. And if it'll work, great. Blows the cap, it'll still work. I'll just have to desolder it later and deal with the smell. But yeah, let's get it cleaned up real quick, and I don't know, we'll throw some power at it and see what happens. And unfortunately, like most Apple II Pluses, these use these giant Velcro strips, and yeah, they're both off. So I'll need to get some super sticky tape for that in the future, which I'm actually running out of, actually. Yeah, it's actually not all that dirty. So yeah, in that Apple haul video, I'm just noticing this now, there was the Mod R2, which allows you to use one of these on a standard coaxial TV. And if you look right there, there's some old double-sided tape. So I think that's what this was installed into this thing. All those stains came right off. All the dirt came right off. Yeah, there's a couple scratches that was under the dirt, but honestly, this thing's in a really good condition for what it is. So, yeah, so we're going to set up and put some power to it. And if it works, great. It'll be a short video. If it doesn't work, I'll have to do some diagnosing and swapping parts with the Bell and Howell unit to see what is wrong with this one. But yeah, let's go try it out. Okay, guys, so I've got it set up here next to this 2E that I got from the previous haul. Yeah, this is where my Bell and Howell used to sit. So I basically just unplugged everything and plugged it back in. Unfortunately, I'm not using one of the Apple II monitors I got from one of the hauls because one vertically will collapse after about, I don't know, like a minute. And the other one doesn't show anything on screen either. So I need to repair those two. So I'm going to try this 2C monitor. Fingers crossed. It just works. Oops. Hey. All right. So most of the machine seems to work, but let's see if we can get to boot something. Okay, so when I was sorting all the floppies from that Apple haul, a lot of the floppies I felt anyway would be good for an Apple II Plus, like ProDOS version 1. We have DOS 3.3 Master, Apple Term 2, Mouse Paint for the Apple II Plus, Image Writer, which I do want to try that Image Writer out, printer out later. Not today though. That's boot Apple II Plus, DOS 3.3 from 1980. So this is the one that I made for the Bell and Howell one because it actually will say some stuff up here. So let's try it out. Uh-oh. Let's try another DOS 3.3 Master. Okay, that's concerning. Let's try a different disk here, or disk drive. I mean, to be fair, I haven't serviced these Duo drives yet, so it's possible one's bad, or they're dirty. Okay, let's try the drive I know works. What's funny is that the gentleman that got this stuff from said he does still have the Disk 2 drives for the Apple II Plus. So it's realistically that I'll be able to get my hands on them once I can meet back up with them. All right, let's try this drive. Okay, is this computer or is this disk issue now? Like, I'm not sure. Is it the controller? Okay, so I pulled one of the controller cards out of one of the other Apple II machines. I think this was out of the dead power supplied 2E. Let's try this again. Interesting. What is going on? Okay. Let's load in Proto. There might be something wrong with those floppies then. No. I have an issue now. Okay. Okay. Let's try the dealer diagnostics that I made for the Bell and Howell. Okay. It did boot something. Good. I'm having like a problem with the... Let's do the machine status. See what's going on.
Machine status normal. Machine status normal. Machine status normal.
So it said everything was good on that one. Well, it all says it's all good. Okay, so maybe there's just something wrong with those floppies. I'm going to try a few more boot floppies here. Let's try ProDOS 243. This needs 64K to even boot. Okay, it booted. Okay, so I have floppy problems, not drive or machine problems. Awesome. I mean, not awesome, because now I don't know why those disks aren't working. Let's see if it'll boot DOS 3.3. Okay, what is going on? It seems like it just... Okay, so, yeah. So I'm actually really shocked that this thing just worked. Obviously, with old hardware like this, it's a crapshoot whether or not it's going to work or it's not going to work, because there's so many things that can go wrong with one of these machines, and so many things could have went wrong. In fact, I could have had a lot of RAM issues like I did with the Bell and Howell unit, which I assumed this thing was having, because it wouldn't even boot DOS 3.3, which is what that one used to do as well. As you can see, it, after getting some finagling, it actually just works. And turns out it wasn't a hardware issue, it was a floppy issue. I don't know why DOS 3.3 doesn't want to boot on all my copies, so that's a thing I'll have to figure out later, but it boots and works. It booted a diagnostic floppy, and it was able to basically announce system normal, and all 64K RAM was detected by the diagnostics program, which is verified by it running ProDOS. I booted up 243, and now it's running 242. Just wanted to double check, and that won't even load if it doesn't have 64K. So it is a fully working, fully functional Apple II Plus. And obviously, I was a little concerned about it, even though it is cosmetically gorgeous and in amazing shape. The gentleman said it was in an attic for at least 20 years, maybe longer, maybe 30 years. So who knew what could have happened from hot, cold, humid, dry to the internals of this machine? They could have wreaked havoc and caused chips to just corrode and rust and whatever and give me issues like the Bell and Howell did, but it didn't. It's fully working, and it's going to be fully deployed in place of the Bell and Howell unit until I get that one fully working, because that won't even boot the diagnostic floppy, and that only needs like, I think, 4K to boot. So I'm actually over the moon and ecstatic that this thing just worked. I wasn't expecting it to just work. I was expecting it to give me issues, and this video is going to be a lot longer than it was. Now, I do want to mention that, yes, even though I did notice that the power supply doesn't have a rivet, which means somebody has been in that power supply, I'm not going to not service it. In fact, I'm going to be, in the future, turn the power supplies out of these two units, this 2E that I've been using off and on, and this 2 Plus, and recapping them here in a future video. Same thing with the 2GS once I get to its restoration, and then once I tackle the 2E Enhanced, the early 2E, and the Apple III, because those are all going to be separate videos as well. They're all going to get recapped, that way I don't have to worry about them in the future. So yeah. Obviously this thing's going to be set up here with one of these duo drives in place of this single drive, at least until I can get the disc 2 from the gentleman, because he does say he has the drives for it. That being said, thank you all so much for watching this. From what I can tell from my camera, a really short look at this Apple II Plus. I'm not going to be doing too much stuff with it in other videos unless I'm doing something specific with the Apple II Plus, like testing out the Image Writer 1, or testing out the disc 2 drives once I get them, or testing out the Apple II monitors if I can ever get them working. If you have any thoughts or comments about this video, anything that I could try to figure out why those DOS 33 floppies didn't want to boot, or anything like that, put it down in the comments. I'm kind of curious as to why 3 copies didn't want to boot, especially an original master copy. Put it down in the comments, and I'll try some things out, maybe make some new floppies, because, you know, probably at that point the floppies probably got messed up from me moving stuff around and trying them in different machines. So who knows what could have happened with those floppies. And be on the lookout for some more Apple II stuff, especially considering I still got to go through some of the other Apple machines. So that being said, thank you all so much for watching this quick video, and you'll be seeing a lot more Apple II stuff here in the future. So apologize for that, and thanks for watching.